When did your child finally stop apologizing for existing? My husband and I tried for a baby for 7 years before accepting it wasn't going to happen naturally. We went through 3 rounds of IVF that used up all our savings and our hope. The last failed attempt nearly broke us. I remember sitting in that cold doctor's office, holding my husband's hand while he tried not to cry. That night, we talked about adoption for the first time. 6 months later, we met Riley. She was 8 years old with dark hair that covered half her face like she was trying to hide. The social worker warned us she'd been through 4 foster homes already. She barely spoke during our first meeting, just nodded or shook her head when we asked questions. But something about her made us certain she was meant to be ours. The first few weeks were hard. Riley followed every rule perfectly and said sorry all the time. She'd say sorry for sitting on the couch, for using the bathroom, even for breathing too loudly during dinner. We tried everything to make her comfortable. We painted her room purple because she mentioned liking that color once. We bought her new clothes and toys. Nothing seemed to break through that wall she'd built. I started to worry we'd made a mistake. Maybe we weren't cut out for this. Maybe she needed parents who knew what they were doing. My husband kept saying we just needed to give her time, but I could see the doubt in his eyes too. Then one morning, I went to wake Riley for school and found her bed empty. Panic shot through me until I heard rustling from her closet. I opened the door and found her sitting on the floor, surrounded by what looked like half our pantry. Crackers, granola bars, apples, even slices of bread wrapped in napkins were stacked in neat piles behind her shoes. I asked what all this was, trying to keep my voice calm. She looked up at me with huge, scared eyes. Her whole body started shaking. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, she whispered over and over. I sat down next to her on the closet floor and told her she wasn't in trouble. I just wanted to understand. She wouldn't look at me. Her small hands twisted the bottom of her pajama shirt. After asking gently several times, she explained she was keeping food for later. When I reminded her she could eat whenever she was hungry, she shook her head so hard her hair flew around her face. She was quiet for so long I thought she wasn't going to answer. Then she told me the truth that broke my heart. My other mom said if I was bad, I didn't get dinner. Sometimes I was bad for a whole week. I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. Through more gentle questions, I learned what being bad meant in her old home. Talking too much, crying, getting a B instead of an A, or simply reminding her foster mother of Riley's real mother. She had learned to save food when she could, just in case punishment came. I pulled her into my arms and she went stiff before slowly relaxing against me. I explained that in our house, food would never be a punishment or reward. She could eat whenever she wanted, whatever she wanted. Even if she made mistakes, broke rules, or failed every test in school, she would always get to eat. She pulled back to study my face, looking for any sign I was lying. When she found none, something in her face changed a little bit. I suggested we make a special snack box in the kitchen just for her, something she could fill with whatever she wanted that nobody else could touch. Riley nodded slowly before making one last request. Can I still keep some crackers in my room? Just until I know for sure? Just until you know for sure. I agreed, my heart breaking into a million pieces. It took months before Riley stopped checking her snack box every morning to make sure it was still there. The social worker explained this was normal for kids who'd gone without food before. We learned to tell her when we were going grocery shopping and let Riley help make the list. We kept the pantry and fridge full and never said anything when food disappeared into her room. Slowly, the piles in her closet got smaller. She started joining us for snacks without asking permission first. The constant apologies happened less often, though they never fully stopped. We celebrated small wins like the first time she asked for seconds at dinner, or when she admitted she didn't like green beans. It took even longer before she could walk to the kitchen without that pause at the door. But the day she complained about being too full at dinner, I had to excuse myself to cry happy tears in the bathroom. It was such a normal kid complaint, something parents probably hear every day without thinking twice about it. She's 12 now and raids our fridge like any normal preteen. Her room is messy with clothes and books and art supplies instead of hidden food, but sometimes I still find a granola bar tucked under her pillow, and I leave it there. Some wounds take a lifetime to heal, and that's okay. We have time.